And I guess this would be welcome back to Let's Play Katawa Shoujo. So, yes, well. Be glad, Hisao. There are many a path that would already have ended by now. Well, that's a quick shower if I ever seen one. Pretty sure. Oh well. Kenshi! Well, hello there. How did you get here without an umbrella? You are all wet. Or are you? Yes, she is. Good job, Lynn. You got yourself wet. Very wet. With little money. Oh well. That's... yes. Ah, yes. Good job, Rin. Good job. Well. Okay. Indeed, so. I don't think that helps. Yes. Don't think that helps against the wetness. Well, at least we got our normal Rin back. So, that's a thing. That's a thing indeed. Yes, it is. Amy's gone forever. Oh, 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 ah, ah. Ah, yes. Well. Ah, yes. Prepare, my viewers, in a few seconds only. You will get some excellent reading from your host, Legion. Go guess why? Yes, Hisao's gonna help out. Of course, what did you expect? First of all, you should maybe close the curtains. Just to be on the safe side. I doubt anyone would be, well, watching, but to be on the safe side. Yes, it's just like yours. She has all the same parts. Oh my god, what is that? Ah, yes. Throwing the soaked shirt aside, I reveal Lynn's pale upper body, shrouded only in her light blue brassiere, which instantly reminds me of her saying it's her favorite color, and also that of Amy's favorite panties. So, yay! I try not to think too much about stuff, but it's hard not to look at her body with what I can only think of as mixed feelings. I don't know what to think of this, so I just watch her. Lynn looks brittle. She's like a shell, a secret seashell. Of a fragile thing just barely holding together. Her ribs, each of them visible under her pale skin, look delicious, are moving up and down in the rhythm of her breaths. They always struck me as quite thin, but I realize now that the main creative period before the exhibition opening might have caused her to lose weight. Did she eat properly and enough? Definitely not, and properly enough. Definitely not, and probably not. And also, this thought is a thing that, well, don't mind that now, so get busy. This ugly yet beautiful bare minimum of a human body that belongs to someone I care about is a contradiction of aesthetics in itself, oddly becoming of her. My eyes follow her collarbone to her shoulder and down her arm until the abrupt end. No, it's less than the bare minimum. I think with a passing pang of sadness and some guilt for thinking like that. Her arms degenerated into almost nothing but bone and skin, due to a lack of use, look very short now that the long sleeves of a uniform are not covering them. My lack of any negative reaction makes me think that I have actually grown pretty accustomed to the various physical abnormalities of my schoolmates. I always wondered why Lynn keeps her shirt sleeves long, only tying them in a simple knot at where the elbow would be. This, of course, implies that she would be able to tie the thing herself. It seems a bit impractical, but then again, she is not exactly the pinnacle of practicality. Maybe she likes it, maybe it's somehow important to her, maybe there's no deeper meaning to it. I dare say the last one of these three. I feel like asking and almost do, but Lynn's miserable state requires a higher priority of my attention. Yes, finally he saw, you stupid thing. She stopped talking too after we ran out of spiky greetings. I guess there's no need for chit-chat then. He's so... Just dry her off already. I pick up the towel, thank you for listening to me, from the bed and wrap it around her head, rumpling it all over her hair until most of the rainwater is hopefully soaked into the fabric. She peeks from below the towel at me, looking up with impassive eyes. It looks like she wants to say something without saying it. Good job. Well. It's that kind of look, by the way. But I can't read what she's thinking about from her face, so I just keep on fussing with a towel around her shoulders and hair. The silence is oppressive, terrifying. Communication between us has suddenly been reduced to the movements of my hands and the towel, and then swaying her body to and fro. My chugged breathing and a quiet breath, trying to find a common rhythm that just is not there. I think I can hear her heartbeats. Or maybe they are just mine redoubled. Maybe it's your heart going so out of sync that it sounds like two hearts next to each other. Well, as I brush a rogue strand of hair aside from her ear, Rin suddenly presses her cheek against the back of my hand. Hisao, earth to Hisao, man up. The contact is electric, a jolt of current surging through me. Whether she seeks comfort, warmth, or just my touch, I wouldn't know. But I can't help touching her back, caressing her soft cheek with my hand. And with closed eyes she kisses me on the fingers, counting the joints with her lips. I am saddened beyond my expressive capability because she kissed your finger and... Hisao, there's something seriously wrong with you. Here we are, a boy and girl, both in love, or something like that with each other. Or maybe not, and yet... Yes. Something is broken. I can feel it in me and in Rin. The way our gazes merely brush against each other, shying away from contact, in a closed, timid posture, and in my way of touching her like a China doll, afraid of shattering her delicate form. In how we are closer than we have ever been, yet I am not feeling happy. It's like yesterday. Oh, that thing was yesterday. Actually, yes, it was. When did tenderness and forlornness become one and the same word? Acts of affection start invoking only longing. How? Why did we end up like this? No, don't answer that. I'd like to say to myself, but fighting against the omniscience of self-awareness is a lost cause. Still, I am here, and Rin is here, and it feels like she might be able to solve whatever problems she has. Well, point 1. Problem number 1. She is wet. Really wet. And, well, I guess, yes, well. And if she can, why couldn't I? Why couldn't we? It feels like taking that step is too much, too difficult, too uncertain. So for now, all I can do is dry her up. Yes, Hisao, otherwise she's gonna catch a cold. We've been at this for like 10 minutes, so yes. So she won't get a cold again. Thank you for turning on your brains. Hisao, yes. Then again, maybe you should turn it off. That might make things quicker. I pet her head, trying to sort out the hair that refuses to be sorted out, even when wet. Wow, then that's some hair you have. Even my hair does what I tell it to do when it's wet. A pair of dark glazed eyes follows my every movement. Pants too? No, Hisao, she totally didn't get wet down there. She nods in answer, leans back and spreads her legs with a grotesquely inviting gesture. How? That makes a nasty feeling crawl up and down my spine, like a bad premonition. It's not enough to sober me, though, as the silence is starting to make me feel detached from myself. I move automatically, without thinking even, though I should. Yes, I should talk to her about this, or at least about something. No, Hisao, she came to you because you wouldn't fuss. The silence is a spell, a pact, that has bound us to this private world, made of the dull sound of rainfall and the soft feel of her skin against my fingers. The button of her trousers is fastened tight, but it opens surprisingly easily. Slipping them off is hard, mostly because she is sitting on them with no intention of standing up to ease my task. Too many words, game. I kneel down uncomfortably and titillatingly. With a double L. Right. I kneel down uncomfortably and titillatingly between her legs, so I can quickly dry her bare feet, remembering that they are as important to her as hands are to me. Aren't you glad, Rin? Also nice Hatsune Miku panties. Just saying. As I work the towel up from her ankles, Rin brushes her thigh against my cheek and nudges the small of my back with her heel to make me come closer. I look up to meet her silent stare that was waiting for me to look up. That unassuming, expectant stare seems to say that the ball is in my court. Ellipses. I fleetingly brush my hand against her inner thigh. The touch makes her gasp sharply, as if she was trying to hold back breathing. What if I do this, then? The small kiss I place on her thigh is enough to make Rin lose her composure, to shut her eyes, to squeal almost inaudibly. Is that what you want to? Would it be alright now to take this step? Hisao, it's been what, 15 minutes and... Video game! Give me a minigame where I can slap Hisao as much as I would like. Please. What if, maybe if. Hazy thoughts float somewhere in the back of my unfocused mind. Somehow, this whole situation is making it hard to think, as if my head was full of cotton fluff. But that's alright. It seems thinking is not something we need right now. I have no other words. I hope that records properly. Those spikes were pretty high in the volume. By the grace of vastly smaller amount of fabric, slipping off Rin's panties is considerably easier than her trousers. Yes, well. They disappear past my field of vision, sliding somewhere away down her legs. Good job, Isao, good job. I thought panties were some holy grail thing. It seems I did a poor job with a towel, since its legs are still wet from the rain. Or is it? Well, whatever. Guided by instinct more than rationality, I move closer and taste a different kind of wetness. She responds to me, and my throat is getting really nasty here, to the slow movements of my tongue on her skin, to my kisses on her flesh. Her muscles tense and relax in the rhythm. Rhythm, yes. As if what I am doing was uncomfortable. To hear Rin trying not to make a sound when I suck on her is unreal. This whole morning has been so unreal, like the surreal intangibility of an awakening dream. I can't believe I'm doing this to her now, but I'm going with the flow. Besides, the point of no return was 1,000 miles ago. I move around, try to do things to her, to find the places where her weakness lies. To tease her, to drive her mad with pleasure, because I want to do this to her. But she doesn't squeal, she doesn't squirm, for maybe I can't make her in any madder than she already is, whatever I do. Lame. Her ragged, heavy breathing, mixed with unintelligible moans, is that of a lunatic, but I do not cause it. I only release that from her. She becomes more and more moist. Then I drink from her, feeling a heat growing inside myself. Now the heat's coming. Good job, Isao. I'm surprised you are not homosexual. I try to reach her deepest places, to feel all of her I can this way. My every action is met with a different reaction, but all of those are out of pure lust. Rin is lost in desire, willing to let anything happen to her if I do it right now. She becomes closer and closer to the moment of release, but the way to that is an uphill slope of madness. Still, she's going that way. The muscles don't relax anymore between the waves of ecstatic spasms. Rin just becomes tenser and tenser, contracting so much that it must be physically painful, but I do not let go. I keep going, and I know she wants it too, and she desperately wants me to do this to her. A leg curls around my shoulders and draws me closer, so close that I think that I'm going to choke. I keep going because it's the only possibility. It's a feminist conspiracy. As I push the button that drives her to gasping for breath, locking her leg into a cramp against my back, losing her mind in the sensation. At that precise moment, I seem to forget all that was meant to be, all that should be. All I know is that she came here more than once. Came here, and I think there was a towel at some point too. Ooh, a threesome between Din Hisao and a towel. None of it matters. All that matters is this, what we have now. Her orgasm surges through me too, exciting me in a completely new way. Right. It makes me feel anxious, nervous, bothered. As her body relaxes, I try to kiss here, down, there again. I think that's supposed to spell I try to kiss her down there again. But it startles her, causing her to jump. Well, that could be painful if your head is lodged between her thighs. She might break her neck quite easily. And then... No, Hisao, enough. Come here. And I dropped my thing. Whoops. Got it. Yes. Come here. I stand up to remove the last piece of clothing Din has, which happens to be her bra. Brassiere. She leans against me to catch her breath, tickling me with warm air exhaled into my shirt. Blindly, I reach behind her to feel back. I'm starting that one over. Blindly, I reach behind her back to feel my way below her shoulder blades, to find the contraption that fastens her bra. It opens more easily than I thought, falling to the floor somewhere. Her bare skin against me is a sensation so wonderful that I want to have more of it, and I do, embracing her. Rin's hair smells of rain, and I realize that I'm not hearing the sound of rainfall anymore. Yes, actually, it's been gone for quite some time. It's a sobering thing. The cushion that enveloped us into a reality of our own is now gone, and I realize more clearly what is happening. You know, this really is not what friends should be doing. I whisper once again, noticing how such a simple matter as talking can be overbearingly difficult at times. Will you stop being my friend? That wasn't what I meant, but her serious tone and the layers of connotations behind Rin's question gives me pause. Nah. That was your only line, and I prepared my voice for that all. Well, here goes more in. I think it might be alright, even if you did. By the way, this has been, 30 minutes? And we are barely through the foreplay. not very much looking forward to a certain path where I'm gonna have to censor a lot. Well, maybe I'll just turn on the protection thingy, the option in the menu for that one. Anyway, let's continue onward. This is gonna be a long episode. I hug her and smile into her hair, understanding it in perfectly for once. For once. You are wet. This is a statement stated by Rin. The remnants of water on her skin have drained into my shirt. You better take it off, Hisao. Somehow, even her statements of the obvious make me glad right now. You're right, I am, but that's your fault. I want to see you. I comply, standing back to open the buttons of my shirt much more quickly than when I undid Rin's buttons. A sudden sense of haste strikes me, spurring me to rush forward. It's your tribal instinct to get the woman before anyone else can. Every second I'm not touching it in is a second wasted, a chance lost. Well, or that. My belt buckle proves an obstacle. Oh. Despite my ability to open it in an eye blink under normal circumstances. While I fumble with it, I don't notice Rin bringing her foot up between us until she starts tracing my chest with her toe. Sexy? I look down to see what she's looking at. Yes, you have scar on chest. He's always saying something. My heart. I reflexively flinch back, covering the scar tissue in the middle of my chest. The shallow mark that the surgery following my heart attack left on my body has already healed, but, well, it's not a particularly pretty sight, if not overly repulsive either. It's barely noticeable, but she does have an eye for detail. Is this why she said she wanted to see me? I had sort of forgotten about this because of all this mess with Rin. But now all the unpleasant things connected to my condition surface at once, rushing through my mind like a flash flood. Sure. And oh god, what? All this stories about old guys getting heart attacks when having sex. What if? Yes, what if only? Hisao? Ellipses. Realizing that I might just have spoiled the mood, I stumbled to explain myself. Sorry, it's just that. Let me touch you? Sure, Rin. Her eyes are sultry, inviting as she sits back there naked without an inkling of shame. Well, it's Rin we are talking about. I never thought Rin could look like that. Yeah, I know, this is not how it should go. Why not? Even though Rin is right here, even though there should be no more questions. No obstacles, not this maddening feeling that something is constantly wrong. The same feeling that clutched my heart yesterday makes its appearance. We are together. In a way that is difficult to define, it eludes description as stubbornly as it awaits change. Would a relationship like this be alright? Could we ever change to become closer? Even though we would stay together for all of eternity, we might never find our mutual understanding. But there's no such thing as eternity. This may mean that we will not be together forever. If not our differences, then the flow of time will pull us apart with irresistible force. Yes, you know that happens? Then is a creature of the moment of impulse. I am nothing of the sort. This is a fact that I can understand very clearly. If for no other reason, for this reason I should grasp this moment. Even if it's the only moment we will ever have, I should not let myself spoil it. Even if I can't escape myself, then can't either. I know it now. Yes, I know it now. We both have things we can't let go, things we can't not think. Feelings we can't not feel. But she allows herself to want me without any restraint. Here and now. I'm sorry, you know. Isao, you really have to stop worrying. And then interrupts me before I get further, which is good, because I don't know what I could have said. Her voice, void of its usual spaciness, scolds me softly, without an edge. And without Lydia and Cecil, you really have to learn to let go. Indeed, Isao. She scans and calls me, almost calculatingly. I wonder what I look like through her eyes. Damn, they are so green it almost hurts. I always was so enchanted by her eyes, those mysterious, captivating eyes. They always were too restless for their own good. But I was also always intimidated by them. Yeah, Rin is intimidating on more than one level, especially right now. She is frighteningly lucid, the goosebumps on her skin giving away that she is cold or scared too. Either way, I steel myself and step back to Rin, embracing her to feel her in my arms again and to banish my doubts. The sight of her gentle, loving eyes seems to melt those doubts away like the last snow of winter. She presses her head against my shoulder, seeking a place to rest herself in, leaning against me like I lean against her. Let go. Yes. You should forget about stuff like future and past. It's not like you can change those kinds of things. Stop talking, I don't want to do your voice. Because it's going to be horrible. I wanted to say something to her, but I have lost my voice. Good job! At least I don't have to do that voice. So I just mumbled something unintelligible to her. Shut up, Rin! You should just be with me now. Maybe she understood what I wanted to say, even if I didn't. Come here. I am here. Come closer. My entire body is thinking only in positives now, so I do, hugging her more tightly. Closer. I press my lower body against hers. She tenses a little, just a little. Closer. Shut up then. Ah. Her Her final plea is final, I like that word, is more like a prayer. There's only one way to be any closer than this. I reach down between us and guide myself, sinking myself into her. Every muscle in... Yes, we are now starting after hours and hours of... Well, every muscle in Rin's body stiffens at the same time. She doesn't say anything or wince, so I push deeper, eventually moving out. And again, and she moves with me. Now that's stuff I like to read out loud, because it's simple. Our movements melt together into one continuous string of back and forth, in and out. All sensations become sharper, amplified tenfold. My brain gave up interpreting all this stimulation ages ago, and now I am left with no choice but to feel all of this with my entire body. It's like that for Rin too, I know it, I can see it, I can feel it. She breathes sharply in and out, losing all composure and grace, breathes warmly against my shoulder. Between those fragile breaths, she sometimes kisses me tenderly, gently, as if she was unsure how to do it properly. Right, this is Rin we are talking about, I forgot. But there's no hesitation. Desperately clinging to me, drawing me closer so that I can feel all of her. She moves against me, around me, so that it's hard to say where I stop and she begins. We take it slowly, excruciatingly slowly, as if we had all the time in the world, even though we have only this moment and nothing beyond that. That feeling is, wait! I stop moving, slightly alarmed. You forgot the rubber again, you dumb bastard! Buster! Yes, Buster. Maybe it hurts, or she looks at me in a way that I can't really begin to interpret. Is this it? Huh? You said I don't have to be alone. Oh. Her eyes are full of an innocent, fuzzy-headed confusion that makes me chuckle a little and pat the back of her head. Yeah, this is what I meant. Ho, ho, ho. That you have someone you can come to when you get soaked in a rain. It means you're not alone. If there is such a person for you. She answers with a kiss, reminding me that we have stopped moving for no real reason. So we start from the top, almost at the same time, each mirroring the rhythm of the other. I move faster, faster in and out of her, my sweat mixing with hers, glistening on our scared skin like shared skin, not scared, like diamonds and pearls, and ruby and black and white and red, green, yellow, blue, yellow. Whoops. She moves faster, grinding herself against me in the throes of our desire. The intoxicating scent of her lust, the mind-blanking feeling that connects our bodies, the sense of all rational thought draining from my mind. All those burn my consciousness, just like the compelling feeling in my body burns my instincts. As those feelings grow, Rin makes no signs of stopping. She curls her feet behind my lower back, forcing me to drive myself inside as deep as physically possible. Each millimeter sending waves through my spine. My mind blacks out as the world erupts in a flash of bright white blindness. Literally, apparently. I just give my voice a break. Oh, I have to click a button. Thank you for telling me, game. Thank you. By the way, I may or may not cut this episode right here, actually. You know what? Yes. I'm not gonna record any more Katawa Shoujo today, though. And we are going to back to present. Save. Yes. Yes. This recording session has gone on for 1 hour, 12 minutes and a few seconds. Yes, we are gonna continue tomorrow. Surprisingly enough. I hope you enjoyed this episode and the one before that. Nonetheless, so yeah, this is Legion and look forward to the next episode. And fare thee well.